Oh shit. Here we go again.
Oh, how?
Okay, let's try this again with the correct mic selected this time. Thanks, OBS. Esved, hey, welcome in. How could I have ever foreseen this coming? Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. Sorry, I was running a little late today. My camera was being schizophrenic. Esved, how was the rest of your stream? I was forced to lurk to do pre-stream things. And modeling time? Yeah. Ooh boy. Okay. I think my camera has stopped behaving ridiculously. Tito, hello as well. Stags, hey. Welcome, guys. I'm just getting started for today. Thanks for the shout out and thanks for stopping in. Oh, of course. Thanks for bringing your friends over, as you so often have. We're I'm optimistic today that we're gonna be getting into some finishing work, perhaps. Like we're getting pretty close.
I'm lurking over here.
Late for dinner? Alright. Have a good dinner. I hope it's something good. My camera is just like I knocked my tripod over earlier in the week and everything is all out of whack now. There's something fundamentally crooked going on here. Oh, thanks, Tito. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. And when I put the camera back on the tripod, the camera couldn't decide whether or not it was in portrait or landscape mode and kept being completely insane. So that's fun. I'm making no progress. Your dinner is cheese? Well, I had a had like a quesadilla with some veggies in it. So my dinner was almost also just cheese. There's a lot of cheese and some veggies. This tripod is fucked up. Bear with me. I'm sorry for shaky camera. All right, okay. Hey, that might be better. Straight up just mozzarella. Well, if somebody tries to give you just six, mozzarella like string cheeses, right? You're like, that's so much that's way too much cheese. But if you deep fry them, you're like, oh, that's a good appetizer. Let me eat that before an actual meal. Okay, let's get to it. edge is pretty funky. Okay, I think I'm back. My headset just like randomly died. That was so weird. Someone gave you 6 things of cheese, you'd say that's not enough? You know, fair. Got this spot here. That's still just kind of a fucking mess. Yeah, we're almost to the sanding stage here. We're getting close. Tito, have you had any respite from the heat yet this week? It's still miserable here. I've had my AC cranking all week and I don't care for it. But it was even more brutal. The respite was getting absolutely obliterated with rain, but then it stopped and it got swampy. Yeah, it's only in the mid 80s today, but it's been like 90s, mid 80s like for the last 4 or 5 days. It's not pleasant. I've just been hiding inside other than going for a walk, which, you know, kind of not pleasant in this weather. But you got to get that exercise in, right? flying out on Friday. Never been more happy to get the hell out of the state. Yeah, you said you were going to California? That'll be fun. My neighbor, I just saw her outside and she's like, going to Montreal for the weekend. If you want to come road trip with me, I'm like, probably not. As fun as that might be. Mm. It's one spot that I chipped and I just can't get this like flattened out. Can't even leave the US if you've ever said anything negative about JD Vance or Emperor Dump. Yeah, I know, right? It's fucking ridiculous. Yep, can't come back to the country. Be sure to bring a burner phone, right? Give us all your social media accounts so we can make sure you're not guilty of thought crimes. Fucking insanity. Actually, it's even worse than that, Tito. They'll be making sure you haven't said anything negative about Israel either. You know, can't have that. Can't be sharing opinions about another country that isn't your own. Okay. The dreaded opinion, I know. Crazy, right? Where do you get off thinking you're allowed to have an opinion? It's supposed to. There's this part I never cut out here. It's supposed to be like that. I might have to I might have to check in with my original photo before I started. Okay. It's actually several elements that I had drawn in. Damn it, Tito. It doesn't work as well when I'm wearing headphones, but it still got me that time because I literally just put my phone down. That shouldn't have worked. How did that work? I don't know, Tito. Only because I was just holding my phone. I've been putting it off, but now it's time. It's kind of going along too easy. Something doesn't seem right. I didn't adjust the gamma on the camera today. I normally do for this stream. I don't know if it needs it or not. It's like it's bright enough. Son of a... I only turned on the AC downstairs like an hour ago. It's finally kind of cooling down. Started out very, very sweaty in this stream. Entirely too sweaty. Okay, that wasn't me being debated this time. Okay. So dull. reaching the point where some of the top level is ready to get like a little bit of sheen on it. Thing. Now is where everyone gets to find out the old woodworking adage that 90% of the work is sanding. Not really. Probably not in my case, probably. Stain it all? Yep. There will be staining. That will also be a big part of the process. Gotta stain and hit it with a. I like to use like a low gloss uh, polyurethane on it because otherwise it will deteriorate over time. Have to stain to preserve it. Guess who just got a new PC? Miriam, congrats. How'd you pull that off so quickly? Did you just buy a pre-built? I mean, you must have. I'd ask how you're doing, Miriam, but it sounds like you're having a great day. New PC hype. Let's go. So give us the specs. What kind of cards in it? what's what's the card? I hope you got a good deal. Sometimes a pre-built, they buy parts in bulk, so they can sometimes offer really good deals. Like I've started doing some sanding today. We're nearing the end here. I know it may not seem like it, but like it's closer than you might think. Top of the line 4060 AMD. Sounds like it can play Minecraft perfectly well. Yeah, you know what? From what you had, Miriam, the fact that you were still playing like a brand new game like Dune on your old setup means that 4060 should be a really substantial upgrade. And I think that 1100, not bad at all. Not bad. Um, the processor is not for streaming and stuff like that. Not that big of a deal. You do some video editing stuff. That's more like a memory task. Yeah, 1100 Canadian. Yeah, that's like less than 1,000 US. That's pretty good. And it'll be nice, right, to not have to have those like heat worries and performance issues and stuff like that. But now you get to reinstall all your software and shit. That's fun. Maybe the worst part of having a new PC. I don't know. I don't know if you saw my message last night when everybody was giving you tips about what to get. I'm like, there are too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, just ask your brother. Right? For like part picker help. Too many cooks. And it has Win 11. I know people hate on Windows 11, but I personally think it's fine. Have you set it up at all? Have you did appreciate that advice, but your brothers get the final say? Yeah, yeah. I just like it's too many people giving advice, Yeah, take it all in. I wouldn't have offered any. I built my PC like over 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what's good anymore. I only know what's good every, couple of years when I build something new. I just got home. I was gonna ask if you'd got it earlier, if you had a chance to see if your mixer was working again, but good luck. I hope that is the case. Well, I appreciate you popping in to say hello and sharing your news, but don't let the stream hold you up from doing setup. I'm sure you're itching to try something out. What's the most intense thing in your Steam library? Install it and try it out, right? Windows 10 losing support? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it probably, yeah. They'd been putting it off for a while. I, I'm realizing this classic hip hop playlist of mine has an awful lot of N bombs in it. I, I hope no one comes in and is offended. Probably Dune. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Probably. I mean, it's probably the newest thing you've got, right? Unless you've got like did you ever play Cyberpunk? Because Cyberpunk will still give your PC a workout. Came out years ago, and it's still a lot. That's what I did when I built my current PC. That was the first thing I did was get Cyberpunk and try it out. I knew my previous PC there was no way it would have been able to run it. I've definitely been having too much fun with Dune. Too much, maybe a little too much Dune. Hack and I we're strategizing about whether or not we should just have one combined base instead of having separate houses. Everything's so much work later on. Okay, Miriam. Miriam, you're going. My neighbor randomly asked me like an hour ago when I was outside. She's like, "I'm road tripping to Montreal. Want to come to Montreal?" I'm like, "That's a random offer." Like, that's kind of random. She goes up there a few weeks during the summer. My she's like my adopted grandmother, kind of. Yeah, this weekend. Yeah, I'm like, that's funny. She called me the other day. She's like, my friend dropped her phone in water. What do we do? And I'm like, break out the rice. She's like, we ain't got no rice. I don't have any rice. Like, get the oats. You gotta have some oats, right? Nerd, hey. What's up, buddy? Yeah, no, it's a funny coincidence. I couldn't go anyway. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my god, no. What the hell caused that to happen? Oh, buddy. Oh boy. No, my passport expired recently and I haven't renewed it yet. And I don't know, they might not even give me one. I have opinions. Well, that's disastrous. Oh god. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Oh boy. Ah, it's pain. That's oh, it's a painful mistake right there. Oh boy. Man, I was getting so close. I was getting so close, and I ruined it. No, 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 no.
I'm looking over here.
All right, Tito. Get some good snacks. Oh boy. Now this terrible, terrible mistake needs to be corrected. This is horrible. Okay. West is yelling at me. He wants attention, but I don't want to give him any because I was making dinner earlier and he came in the kitchen and hopped up on the counter and knocked over 2 glasses and broke them. That was fun. Thanks. Thanks a ton. Ah, maybe this was for the best. in progress. Just West, give it a break, man. I'm busy. In a yowling sort of mood. Say, welcome in. How you doing today? Hopefully keeping cool. I was still lurking myself from lurking Ezabet earlier. Gross. Okay, I'm gonna lurk Storm instead. Go! Drop Storm a watch. Open a tab. Sure, it looks like I'm really fussing over this one little tiny corner, and that is accurate. Turn from from dinner. What'd you have, Ezabet? It's going okay. I'm I've started sanding some pieces. I already made one giant mistake, but it actually kind of turned out for the better. I cracked a giant piece right here, but it's okay. Times mistakes work out for the best. Actually, yeah, I like coming along pretty well here. I had this like weird series of steps here along the edge, and I've changed my mind. Just gonna go away. I had mostly accidentally ground them off with the Dremel anyway. Reached the sand it all away phase. Just in some spots. Happy accidents sometimes. You know, for the most part, my accidents on this piece have resulted in something that was probably better than what I was doing. And, you know, the places that I broke, I probably would have broke them eventually. So, you know, it was going to happen at some point anyway. Hey, Veronica. Don't worry. you know, you're on the West Coast. So I'm starting out on like your dinner time, right? How is your night going? Out all day? Nice. I hope it's not as brutal there as it is here. Still gross here. Sure, it looks like I'm not doing anything. Just correcting this slightest little inconsistency in this curve. Sometimes I'm too much of a perfectionist, guys. It's stormy. It's still like 85 here today. I've had my AC on for days and I hate it. Veronica, we've reached the sanding phase in some spots here. We're like we're getting there. Getting there. Yeah, what'd you get up to? Shopping, walking. I'm out with the kids. Jesus. Tack, 20 months. That's insane. It's crazy. It's crazy, Tack. Thank you for all of your support. Raptor's B-Day. Oh, right. Happy birthday to Raptor. Making his big dinner. Nice. I hope it's like, I don't know what Raptor likes. A big steak? I'm gonna guess a steak. I don't know Raptor, but, you know.
Bunch of perverts, the lot of you.
Laotian food. Hmm. I can't say I'm familiar. But, you know, I'm an adventurous eater, so I'd try it, if presented. Heck, how's your projects in Dune coming along? We gotta get I've been spending too much time just like farming and building. We gotta go on like a hunting spree and just go like, you know, fight some of those new areas with all those like guys that are kicking the shit out of me. I need some company. Resisting the urge to make a dirty joke. Go for it, Tack. We're all about the dirty jokes during this stream. Got like 500 crystals in one run earlier. Nice. I still haven't made a buggy. I guess I should get around to it. I guess it has its purpose, you know, for like farming. I just don't like that you can't pick the thing up. I got addicted to the picking the bike up. It's not great. All right, well. Work on the Thopter. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Deal. I'll use the buggy, and then what you can use the I'll give you, you know, co-ownership of the first Thopter, so you can use it as you need it. As I understand it, once you have the Thopter, you can just travel to like Arakeen without paying any money. Stupid shift from their rift, like little pieces. Yeah, those I don't love how many different little materials there are that you get from like killing enemies or looting chests and like bases. There's so many of them. Like the craft bag experience in ESO. Yeah, that shit. Ray amplifiers and engines and all those billion little maps. Oh man, there's too many. I did at least get walls and a roof on my new house, but I still was like, it's not just a cube anymore, but it's still like, I don't know, it still feels a little boring. And I wish I could have unlocked the a trace like a tradie walls and stuff. They're so expensive, but they look so nice. Not gonna have as cool a house as Martin. Hey, we can try, okay? Though honestly, when we move on to like the next set of like the stuff beyond aluminum, we should just like all combine forces into one house. Those stations and everything get so expensive. Sorry, I know this is not a view where any of you can see on camera what I'm doing. Just just fixing an edge. Don't worry, it's nothing important. Marzen was saying we should use their house. It's in a nice location, and they've done a lot. I haven't seen it recently, not since he moved it up to the current location. I suppose it doesn't really matter as long as we all just agree to like pool our resources in one place, right? Like I'm sure it'd be a lot easier if we all just work together to get armor upgrades and thopters for everybody. It's been given and taken from whatever, honestly. Deposit shit in houses if your bags are full. Yeah, why not? I mean, I try to just deposit in my house just to, like, not clutter up other people's places, but I mean, if we're all just like, hey, we're collectively working on this one house and sharing everything here, then it doesn't matter. Just have like a couple intake chests for everybody to use. Oh boy. Okay. Slightly worried, but that was okay. I almost made 247 makeshift hoods on accident at my house. Oh my god. That would have been pretty funny. I don't even know what that's for. Yeah, the max button is certainly it's kind of like the craft stations in ESO where you have the max button when you're like making an enchantment or something. It's like, why does this button exist? Why would I want to fill my bag with enchantments? This is insanity. We've got ads incoming. Wow, I didn't know we were already an hour and a half. Back in a bit. All right, we'll see you later, Tech.
I'm looking over here.
All right, that's a bet. Give your partner the attention, especially when they ask for it. We've got ads for a minute. I'm gonna take a quick. You're here. Yeah, it's Raptor's birthday. What are you doing here?
Rigged this whole thing.
Rigged!
Whoops. Tool sitting on my keyboard, hitting the Stream Deck buttons. Little ugly. All right, I got some cleanup work to do. Cooking. Think he's playing Dune? Hey, well, you know, it's his day. Let him do what he wants, right? All right, I'm gonna put up the BRB, get a quick stretch and a bio break in. I will be right back. All right. Hi, Quest. Yowling away. Begging for attention, but he broke two of my glasses earlier, and I'm still kind of unhappy about it. Give it a break, huh? Do I have a backup pain paro fuck pair? What? No, 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 not my not no, no. He broke a couple of glasses that were sitting on a counter in my kitchen. I was cooking and he jumped up on the counter and knocked them off the counter and broke them. Not my actual glasses, though I do have backup glasses if that were the case. One time my old cat, I was sleeping, I put my glasses on my like nightstand and my cat grabbed them and chewed on them and like just chewed the death out of them and like basically destroyed them. Oh man, that was fun. I wanted to murder him. Yeah, I was in the middle of cooking and then I had to sweep up a bunch of broken glass. That was fun. Am I blind without them? Uh, pretty close. Pretty close. You know, especially like, you know, right after I've taken them off, my eyes will adjust a little if I'm not wearing them for a while, but I'm always wearing them. So, yeah, generally, I'm pretty blind without them. I wouldn't want to be without them for any amount of time. There's another time I was in my office and there was this at the top of the stairs to like the second floor, there's like this heavy door that you had to use your like security badge to get through. And it was like lunchtime. I'm coming upstairs with my lunch, and this guy's in front of me with his lunch. And he goes through the door, and the door just kind of slams, right? And he doesn't notice I'm behind him. And technically, he's not supposed to hold the door because it's tailgating, you know? And I try to grab the door, and it just like, I just didn't get it in time, and it just whacked me right between the eyes, busted my glasses in half, and like, it gave me a good friggin' like I don't know. I would have had a concussion. That smacked me in the face good. And he was really apologetic, like it was an accident. And I'm like, it's not your fault that this door slammed so friggin' hard. They actually came and also the door was like, no, no, no. He was coming one way. Um, yeah, no, I'm remembering wrong. He was coming through the door the other direction, and there's no window in the door. So like as I'm going to open the door, he pushes it open like fast from the other side, and just smacked me in the face with it and broke my glasses. And I'm like, it's not really, it's not your fault. I was mad at the time, but then afterwards I'm like, no, it's not your fault. You can't see through the door. And then yeah, I complained about it, and the like 2 days later they came through and cut windows in the door so you could actually see through, see what was on the other side before you opened it. And then yeah, my company paid for my glasses. Yeah, it wasn't fun. And then I had to drive home blind. Like, I was not very comfortable about it. Let me tell you. Probably for fire reasons. It probably was, but yeah, they fixed the problem anyway. Sticker auto auto. I can drive a stick. I had a stick for a long time, but I used to regularly have to do a commute where I'd sit in traffic for a half an hour a day, and it's not any fun. Not any fun. Not any fun in a manual to be sitting in traffic, stop and go, stop and go. It's the worst. I got rid of it at a certain point. How about you? Are you like? I have a friend who's just like, you know, the guy who will never stop driving a manual. Drive auto too. They were like, I feel like there's tons of people who have like no experience ever even trying to drive manual. Actually, when I was a teenager and learning how to drive, my dad had a manual. I took my driver's test in a manual, and he made sure I knew how to drive it. He took me to the biggest hill, like the biggest steepest hill in our town, and just made me drive up it over and over again until I learned how to not stall out at the stop sign at the top of the road. Have a manual Honda. Yeah, that's what this was. My dad's old manual Honda Civic. I learned to drive in, or no, it was an Accord. Oh, Honda Accord. Just some detail in area here. Roundin'. Roundin'. Oh, I hear a lady riot. Right, hello. How was your birthday the other day? I hope it was good. It's fun seeing Malady post her pictures in the mod chat of her happy news. That was fun. I'm gonna have to get a cloth here. Pick up some of this sawdust. No, Lady Ryan, I genuinely can't on today. I only have one monitor. I have just one monitor today when I do this setup. Also, I have the terrible microphone. On other days, I'm okay with it, but yeah, today is the one day where it's like we'll go refund what happened with the microphone. Well, no, I'm just using a headset mic because I don't have like I can't use my regular mic because I'm always looking down. That wouldn't pick me up if I was trying to use it. My mic is fine. I've been told though this mic sounds like I'm in Discord. And yeah, go for the refund. Oh, thank you, Lady Riot. I never do that, so I appreciate it. I'm terrible at the housekeeping. It's fucking so dull. Oh, pardon me 1 second. Finally getting to the point of some, like, more three-dimensional detail here. Probably just use my reverse gouge for this, but it's so hard to use. I kind of have a specialized tool just for this kind of thing where I'm doing like a curved edge. It looks like, I don't know if you can see it. It looks like this. It's a gouge, but in the opposite direction. But it's so difficult to use. I just constantly like dig in with it in the wrong direction. I'm scared to use it. Sam almost done because it's hard to tell. It is hard to tell. I was saying earlier, Lady Riot, it may not look like it, and it can be hard to tell, but we are actually entering like the home stretch here, where you can see today I'm actually using some sandpaper. This is kind of the last where I've established the heights of everything, and now it's down to like detail and some rounding and like smoothing things out. So like, yeah, we are, as you can see, I'm like already, I'm putting some like touches on this one where it's getting more to its final shape. I know it's harder to tell. Maybe if I tilt it a little, it's easier to see the shadows and like the curving that up there, like the beveling that's going into it. But we are actually getting more to a finished state. Nice when a long project finally comes together. It has been a long project. I know you guys have been watching me work on this one thing for a long time at this point. It's been a while. This is just kind of how long it takes me. It's a process, that's for sure. Yeah, it's finally it's coming together. So the next steps on this are, yeah, to finally start adding, like, right now everything's kind of carved flat, right? But it's not supposed to be. As you can tell, I'm adding some rounding to this, so they're supposed to have the appearance, some of it anyway, is supposed to have the appearance that it's round. So I'm doing that. then it's sanding and getting things adequately smooth for me, and then staining will come after that. And the staining will be an interesting project because I don't use one stain. I use like a series of stains. So it's not like the stain won't be one color on this. Next up is a spoon. Spoon, yeah, spoon. Spoon action. Or I thought it was pickles. I was supposed to make pickles, Veronica. Wooden pickles. Right. Yeah, pickle. Pickle. I thought it was the pickle. I gotta be honest, Veronica. I'm picturing how I would carve a pickle, and I'm having trouble distinguishing what's the difference between carving a pickle and just a big turd. Without the color. Without the color, what's the distinction? Creative. Suppose. Paint it green. Can't say I have any green stain, but that is a thing. It exists. Dull. Getting dull. Do I hate cilantro? No, no. I like cilantro. Every once in a while, I feel like there's two different strains of cilantro because occasionally I get the soap sensation from cilantro, but most of the time I don't, and I really like cilantro. Shocking? Why? Why shocking? Just assume I would hate cilantro. Oh shit. Yes? Why? Because I dislike too many things. Oh my god, no. Oh, like my worst nightmare, getting the freaking oil all over the place. Ah! Oh, made a mess. I'll be back. I'm not that fussy. I don't like fruit. That many things I dislike. Lots of people don't like mushrooms, though. I feel like not liking mushrooms is pretty common. And I said I'm working on it. I'm trying. Tack even sent me a mushroom recipe, and I was tempted to try it. Like a stuffed portobello mushroom recipe. You like my defense? But it's true. That I'm trying, or that lots of people don't like mushrooms? Because plenty of people don't like mushrooms. That's just true. Malady, hello. Come in. Love mushrooms, but they do not love you. Yeah, that's not great. Malady, congrats again. Malady had some exciting news to share over on Discord. I think everybody here saw that. I think. Okay. Malady, we finally reached some like finishing stage here where I've got out the sandpaper and I'm doing some like more detail. It's about time. I type it out, but my left hand is just so heavy from this ring. Well, like I think you guys can get the hint. Malady, you were talking about it in chat the other day. It was very you seem to have figured things out. Love mushrooms too, but your husband doesn't. Well, don't hold it against him. Longtime boyfriend proposed by the late.
You were saying the games are rigged.
The proposal isn't rigged, okay? I'm sorry. I'm accidentally hitting keyboard buttons with my tool. Wait, no. Bad phrasing. My never mind. My roll of tools is close to the keyboard. Rose, hello. It was a gorgeous view. That sounds like a good spot for it, Malady. Rose, how you doing tonight? Tonight we finally reached the point where it's like a little detail time where it's like we're in the home stretch. Still a bit to do, but like we're we're getting closer. Getting close. Got a little aggressive in this corner, but that's all right. Sorry. I apologize for the poor angle. Oh, you know what? It's actually on the camera. You still can't see very much, but itch. I don't know how many times I've done that same thing tonight. Unlike some other wood carvings you might have seen, where they leave behind chisel marks and stuff. I try not to do that. I try to leave behind a surface that's like a gloss. I try. It doesn't always work. Ever carved wood a day in your life? Well, I mean, you must have seen a wood carving or two out in the wild. I have to admit, I have like a. After having taken up doing this, I own a bunch of wood carvings by other people. I see them out places when I'm like thrifting or whatever. I'm like, a wood carving? Sure. Rito! What's up, fellow wood lovers? Rito, how's your night going? Rito, I hope you weren't too disappointed by my cheese recommendation. Nope, that was. Let's try it. Not bad, you got pizza? Was it bad? Oh, you got a burrito, of course. Yeah, was it good, though? I mean, maybe it's not for everybody. Or maybe you just didn't have a particularly good one. We're talking about port wine cheese. You guys ever have port wine cheese? Like cheddar with a wine swirl in it? Wasn't as good as a baked brie. Okay. Fair, fair. Suppose we've all got different tastes for cheese, too. Lots of people say they love cheese, and then everybody has mixed opinions about what cheeses are great and which ones are just mediocre or which ones are bad. You know, like all those weirdos out there that hate blue cheese. What a crazy opinion. Alpine cheeses? What counts as an What counts as an alpine cheese? Cheese, cheeses that grow in the mountains. Harvest the cheeses from the cheese trees. Gruyere, Comté. I do love Gruyere. I use Gruyere in my mac and cheese sometimes. Or like in some mashed potatoes. Mm. For next stream, I'm gonna have to break out some fresh pieces of sandpaper. Where I put my packages, though, I'm gonna have to find them. Manchego, I've heard of that, but I don't know if I've ever tried it. Need a damp paper towel right quick here. I'll be back in 1 second. Veronica, you know I'm a fellow cheese lover. Yeah, your sand and the sanded area tends to like build up powder on it, and then it becomes hard to actually see the surface. Not actually trying to get the wood wet. You kind of don't want that. Okay. get a can of air. It doesn't quite do the job. Does, you know, that just using a damp paper towel does like a pretty good job of that. Get in there. All right, I gotta figure out what to do with these areas here. They're also supposed to have some roundness to them. But I think I gotta think back still a little here. Oh, got Ed. Sorry about that. Back. Okay, Veronica. I hope Raptor enjoys his meal. Have a good dinner. We're back from the ad. Sorry, I'm focus face right now. I'm in a groove. We're making progress here. Shoo. That's not a sound. I don't know if you could hear the cracking. It's not usually a sound you want to hear, but it was fine in this case. But normally it's the source of a heart attack. Brief heart attack. Sheesh. exactly am I making anyway? Burrito, it's, you can take a look and it's open to interpretation. I'm not trying to draw anything in particular. Like, when I start a sketch, it's all organic. I draw one line and then I draw another line, and everything that precedes is just a connection to something else. I don't have anything in mind. It's up to you. Someone said they saw a boat sailing across the ocean. Another person said it looked like a gas mask. I think it kind of ended up in the middle, looking like a bit of a plague doctor's mask or something. Unintentional. It just happens. I've been showing other people this other one that I've got in progress that I still haven't cracking. Interesting. Like, here's another one that I have in progress that kind of turned into a bird. I didn't intend for it to be a bird, but it's totally a bird. It turned out to be a bird. Like, let me move this one. Like, the beak and an eye, and then feathers down the spine, and then talons. Clutching an egg, maybe? Again, I didn't set out to draw a bird. It just happened that way. I mean, really when I'm doing like a sketch or anything like this, like the idea is you could follow any line in the piece and follow it around from line to line in a loop that will lead your eye basically in a course like literally around the entire piece. Everything is a line that connects to another line. It's all about eye movement. Okay. Trippy. Like it's a bit of a theory in art. The movement of eye, the movement of your eye. But or not, a lot of art is doing that and you just don't realize it. You know better than to try and use that thing. I've got no comment as to whether I guess I've got no comment on whether or not, my style was originally influenced by taking hallucinogenics. No comment. We'll go with no comment. No, again? No, come on. You motherfucker. I cannot believe it. Again. That's the second time today I cracked that exact spot. It's cursed. It's freaking cursed. Noted, yeah. No, it's a mystery, I say. Ah, I see Storm has raided out. I didn't get a chance to go say hello. Always unfortunate when we're streaming at the same time. Spot is truly cursed. I never learn. I for my every week I'm just like I have blown a bunch of sawdust and wood chips all over the top of my PC. Surely excellent for its health. Yeah, oof. Yeah. Yeah. Not my finest move. My setup here is kind of weird. I don't have a great way to set everything up here in my dining room. Also, it doesn't help that the cord for my camera is not very long at all. Kind of limits where I can put things. How is this dull? That doesn't even make sense. How are you dull? Okay, that's a mystery. I never use that tool. How it's dull, I don't understand. Right, well, trying to create some roundness here. It's just a very flat shape. Just about there. Son of a bitch. I have cracked that corner 4 times today. Oh, you think I'd have learned my lesson. Nope. Nope. Uh, nope. No lessons are ever learned. And this song would get you on a terrorist watch list now. Oh, God, that is ugly. I'm not wrong. Nope, I'm not wrong. This song still slaps, though.
All right, everybody stretch out a little bit.
Ah,
Stretch it.
Tack.
A little stretch.
Thank you, Tack. You startled me with my own alerts. Get a stretch. Arlos, hey. Nice to see you. Oh. We're getting a stretch. Baxby backing indeed, Tack. All right, I'm gonna stand up. We're gonna get a stretch. Everybody stretch. I always wonder if you can audibly hear my back going snap, crackle, pop. Oh. Not likely. Good. Good. Marlis, how you doing tonight? I know this isn't ESO. Do this little art stream on Wednesday nights. It's just the noise backs make. No, yeah. Well, especially when I'm hunched over for several hours. Leveling Art and Flame skill line on your PvP Bowsork could be good. How do I usually finish the pieces? Well, tack, sometimes I've done just like an even stain and like a low gloss polyurethane to like seal it. And then I think on this one I'm gonna try a little experiment, though I don't know, maybe I'll try it out on something smaller that I have in progress first. I have lots of different stain colors, and I'm thinking of using multiple stains on one piece. But I might need a little practice first. Just thinking that, what, using multiple stain colors? Yeah, like to kind of accentuate the different areas rather than just using a flat stain. Yeah, because I have stains in lots of different shades that I can use and mix and match. If I were doing like a painting, I would use lots of different colors. I might try to replicate that kind of effect with different stains. They're not colored, they're all just shades of brown or, well, somewhat red, maybe a few of them. Oh, okay. A lot of layers here, so it might be cool. Yeah, yeah. I think using a darker stain in the back and working up lighter colors through the different layers could work really nicely, and like help highlight the different layers, the three-dimensionality of it. Um, I just set up a new build on my PvE Templar, like a Stamplar with Art and Flame and Assassination and Adric Spear. So it's a no beam build, and I hit like 132k, and I think I could do better maybe, but I feel like that's pretty good for no beaming. No beam blasphemy. I'm trying to do something different, right? It's just like like everything's a beam now. I just want to be different. That's so wrong. True. Yeah, I mean, everyone's an arcanist. Everyone's a beamer, you know? Everyone's beaming or double beaming even. It's just the meta feels really boring. actually like this down a little bit. Extreme. Oh, pardon me. I know this isn't the best angle to see what the hell is going on. Oh, thanks, Tack. Was this the song you were looking for, or was it the last song? This is my classic hip hop playlist. So I've realized listening to it that there's an absolute boatload of N bombs in here. It's a little wild. Oh, We passed the 3 hour mark already. I don't know. I say I've been going 3 hours, but I did 4 hours just about the last couple of weeks. We'll see. We'll see how much I've got left in me. Oh. And these next couple of streams might just turn into ASMR. Grind, 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 grind. Sand, 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 sand. Damn it. I feel I'm getting a little sloppy. To get jacked. Take a bit more work than that. Added a little more contrast to the camera. Maybe it makes it a little more noticeable, the progress today. I have to, like, Take some time to like light it from an angle, makes it a little more obvious what I've been up to. The flat lighting from above makes it kind of hard to tell. We're in the home stretch. It may not seem like it, but Tito, welcome back. All right, guys, I'm gonna snooze the ads and just raid us out of here before more ads run. Let me take a look real quick. I'm starting. I can feel the fatigue oncoming. Let's see. Is on. Who should I raid? I'm looking in the art category. Dude, it's so tough. It's so tough, Tech. There's this guy who's doing makers and crafters. That also is an option if you see someone cool. There's a guy who's doing like glass blowing, but he's been on for like forever. Like anime, anime. This guy's doing a live tattoo. Let's go raid this guy and extend the snooze here. I don't know this person, but they're doing a tattoo. No thanks. Okay. No, no tattoos. All right, Lady Riot. That's fair, Lady Riot. I guess I don't have a problem watching it, but I guess you know. I get it. I get it. Man, I gotta go make more friends in this category. I think this guy is working on like he's casting miniatures or something. Don't do well with needles. Yeah, you know, I don't like needles either, to be honest. It looks like this guy like was 3D printing a miniature or something. And he just started. Little crafty stuff. Let's go over there. I don't know them, but we'll go see what they're about. All right, guys. I'll be back on Saturday. Searching on mobile is annoying. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. All right, I'll be back on Saturday with some ESO, probably, I would assume. That's my plan anyway. You don't have to raid spam. We can just go in and say hi and be like chill and be chill. I don't know if there are categories big into raid spam. Hard to say. Oh, hold on. Last snooze. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Malady, I'll see you later. I'll see you guys Saturday. Lady Riot, thanks for hanging out, guys. Tack, I'll see you Friday or in Dune tomorrow or later. All right. Good night, guys.